Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to Odoo for Beginners. In this session, we are going to discuss one practical scenario in manufacturing, that how we can assign the multiple employees in single work order. It is not necessary that always one employee will be belong to that work order. In many business cases, many employees work together to complete that work order. That how we can achieve this with Odoo standard. Let's jump to the database and let's look into that. Okay, I have created my bill of materials. This is the simple bill of material I have created. This one product is there and operation, single operation 1 and work center 1 is there. This is I have created for the simplification. You can create from your own also. Now here what I have used the two employees. I am going to assign the two employees to that work order. One is the MSP and second one is the PPS. Both employees are there, and if you can look into the cost settings and HR, 50 is important, and this users employees cost is, let me look into the employees, and here you can see that the 100 is there. This is very important as we want to include the cost of these employees efforts to find the cost of the finished product. Okay, now along with that, most important thing is that I have logged in through the both users. This is my user PPS and this is my users MSP. So you can find the each entry carefully and the all concept will be clear. Now what happens, I am going to create the manufacturing order from the admin side. So now let's create the manufacturing order. Now I am just going to click on that. My product is FG. I would just want to make it the two components over here. Okay, now I have confirmed it, and in the work orders you can find the field of the assign. Here you can find the button of show hide. This will be over here. By activating this boolean, this will be visible over here. Now what I am going to do, I am going to assign this work to MSP and my favorite PPS. Okay, now I have assigned this. Now the responsibility of admin, that the assignment of that work order to employees is done. Now actual work start. Now here what happens, I am going to log in through my one user who is PPS. My manufacturing order is 26. So now here you can see that I have logged in through her. Now let me go to the manufacturing order, which is the 26. This is my 26. Now what happens, here you can see the shop floor. Now here both employees are there. Okay, so now this is for that PPS. Here you can see that arrow. Now I am just going to click on that. So what happens, the time is counted for the operations that assigned to her. Now along with that, what we are going to do, the another employee has already started her work. So what happens, my manufacturing order is the 26. So let's find that manufacturing order. 26 is there. Okay, this is my 26 is there. I will open that software. Now here you can see that this PPS, her time is already counted for her work. So now what happens, this is for MSPs, he has already started his work. Now that all entries will be tracked in the manufacturing order. If you can open the manufacturing order, this is manufacturing order. In that you can see the tabular view. In the tabular view you can see that MSP, PPS, start date, end date, everything will be tracked over this view. Now what happens, just let me just close this one. Okay, and I will randomly put timing on that. Now here this is for my PPS. So PPS will pause her work. Most important thing is that when you are working with that multiple employees, then just you need to pause this work. The employee who is lastly work on that work order has to click on the mark as done. If you will click on that mark as done, this work order will be finished for the other employees also. So make sure that the employees who is working last will click on the mark as done. Now this work is completed from that PPS. Now let's look into that another who is the MSP. Now if you can see that, just let me look into that pose. Now thing is that, and we are just clicking on mark as done. But along with that, if MSP wants to pause his work, he can and again start the work. So here for MSP, 2 time tracking will be noted in the manufacturing order. So let's do that, and let me click on that mark as done. Now let me go to the manufacturing order. manufacturing order is there. Now here let me click on that produce all. Okay, now let's check into that. Here you can see that MSP has post is work. So here you can see that start date and date both are tracked in this time tracking, and for PPS also time is tracked. But now let me make some changes in this time duration, so you can find that how the cost will be counted for each employees in the finished product cost. Okay, so this is end date. So what I am going to do, this is for 53, 51, so I am going to do for that 19 to 20. Okay, and just going to click on the apply. And for the PPS I am also going to change the timing, so everything will be clear. Let me make it the 21 and apply. I'm just going to make it the same. Now let's check the overview. The overview is there. Here you can see that row. Here work center cost is there. Let me make it the bigger. Now here you can see this is my work center cost. Now here you can see that for MSP total hours is 1.02, and based on that 50 the count is real cost is counted, and for PPS the 2 hours is there, and for that the cost is counted. So thing is that if the multiple employees are involved in that work orders, that time tracking for that employees will be tracked exactly in that manufacturing order, and their efforts also will be counted to find the finished product cost. But thing is that the worker, the employee who is working last has to click on that mark as done. If first employee will be click on that mark as done, the work is finished for both employees. You can try from your side and let me know if you have queries. I am happy to assist you. Thank you everyone.